Well, we're going to give you guys the final update on the paint. We're down in the bunk room in the basement, and as you can see, the ceilings are painted. The electrical is in. I do have to mount the box yet, and I do have to wire that up yet. The game room is painted. Came out exceptionally nice. Really happy with the paint results. And then another update for you guys, if we come to the outside, we have all of the soffit and fascia installed, finished, wrapped, ready for gutters. We've got a little bit more to do on the front porch. We've got to pop rivet our seams, but we've got all that fascia, soffit, wrapped. It's a gorgeous day. As we work our way around the castle here, we'll come up underneath the pool side. This door will not be here long term. It'll just be a solid wall, but as you can see, we got the soffit and the fascia in the corner on the roof. As we come around the back side, we have all of the soffit and fascia installed all the way throughout. The only thing we have left is custom soffit and fascia bent on my metal brake. It is only 7.5 or 7 3/4 deep by 3.5 tall. I just can't see cutting a whole bunch of little bitty pieces of perf soffit like we've been using on everything on the top, but I can see forming the metal. So I've got an 8-foot strip here. I've got one more 8-foot strip to cut. I need to cut 4 pieces. But basically what we're making is exactly what we did on the other side. We're just going to bend this, and I know this one looks like crap, but we're just going to bend to 90. And then up there on the top, I'll show you guys how we install it. So let's get some custom soffit / fascia made, and we'll wrap this video up with installing the last little bit of soffit and fascia. So hopefully you guys can see these marks, but we've got our 3 1/4 and our total of 11, which leaves us 11 3/4, or sorry, 7 3/4 here. So the 11 is our cut line. We did that 2 directions because we get 2 pieces out of 1 piece. So we're gonna slide her in here. Down to our 11. Both sides. That's why I'm marking both sides, so I can make sure we're nice and square. Get her close here. It's a little bit more difficult to adjust when you're by yourself because both sides want to shift. And as I state, I am not a professional. As I was saying before the camera decided to goof off, we're going to do it my way. So again, that was our cut line. We can throw that piece right back there, open ourselves up. I really like having the short side out, but this is flimsy enough. I'm not going to try to flip it around.
You talking to yourself?
Talking to my people.
Oh.
Hi, Dad.
Hi.
Dad showed up. And we're going to bend this at a 90, just a little bit past 90, so once we get up there, it's got a little bit of compression on it. That's not quite. Maybe just a hair more. And this end here bent a little more than the rest of it, but we can flex that right back out of it. All right. Well, there is piece number 1. And basically that's going to go up there like this. This will be the soffit, this will be the fascia, all in one piece. Let's bend up 3 more and then we'll go install it. Okay, so when I do fascia, I always start at the bottom because which way does poop run? Poop runs downhill. So you want your next piece to go over top of your bottom piece. So if this is our bottom piece, our top piece goes over it. So if any water runs down it, it can't get in that seam. I did notch the end of the first piece because this end has to stop right here and that end has to continue on to cover this up. Now, we've got a piece of J-channel right in here because we originally thought we were going to use normal soffit. I don't think it's worth it, so what I do is I just tuck this piece of soffit slash fascia right up into the J-channel, and then I hold it on my fascia board, and then we slide her up into place. And now I need to make sure that I'm in the right spot down here. That's right there, okay? Now I need to mark the very end of this on my pitch so that I can trim it so that the very end of this piece will tuck up inside of this drip edge, and then any water that comes off the roof comes off the drip edge and past. We're going to mark it back about 1/8 inch, and then mark our top side. That's going to give us the angle we need, which will match the roof pitch. And then we trim it from point to point. Now we can get our piece put back up here and actually nail it off this time. Probably could have took that dimension, but you're working by yourself. I think it's just easier to hold it up there. What are you doing? Why aren't you going in here? Can't see. There it is. Now you can see it went underneath the drip edge here, and now I just run it down. Make sure it stays behind. Right there. Now I could nail this off to this face, but I've got the exact same board and I can get my nails completely out of where the water could potentially get to. And I know I'm holding my hammer funny. Now we can take a piece of the regular store-bought fascia and get it measured up here. We'll take this bottom 90 degrees straight off because all we need is a straight piece to cover this up and tuck in behind this piece so that we're 100% sealed off. And it looks like we need to just square it up right here off of our previous angle cut. Man, I'm sure you guys hear that boat. Much rather be out on that river. Oh well. Somebody's got to get the work done. We might get this soffit custom soffit and fascia on and then call it a day and get out there on that river. Unfortunately, which for my wife and kids it's fortunate, but for me it's unfortunate, I had to stay back and work on the castle and running my business, and my family's in Florida on vacation. Yeah, all I did was score the inside of that with a razor blade, and you just flex it around a whole bunch of times. Now we can get our mark where we need to bend it at. See the mark there? Take our square, square it up on our mark. Hold your square really nice and tight. Just use your square to bend that 90. And I overbend it just a little bit to have some pressure so that it tucks up in behind that a little bit easier, and honestly, you still got to fight it. Oh, I can't see. Really like to get that up in there just a hair further. I had to get down here and get personal. Oh, that didn't work. Well, there we go. Ouch. One nail on that side. One nail on that side. Now we're sealed there as well. All right. Work our way uphill with our fascia and custom soffit. I swear I can never put these pieces on here down on the ground the way they actually go. I always put them on backwards. So this is where I was telling you guys about the overlap. We're uphill, so this piece is going to overlap that piece just a couple of inches. Nothing crazy. Had a little bit of foam that came through for some reason. Can't see it. That's about 1.5 inches right there. Now let's just make sure we're in our J. We are. Throughout. Now we can throw ourselves a nail right here in the middle to hold it. We can work our way up through here. You got to be careful when you make custom fascia and soffit like this. You can crease it really easily and it looks like crap. So you don't want to take your nail so daggone tight that you pinch it, or it will definitely crease it. So now we're going to nail off our seam. And honestly, I don't like how that nailed. So we're going to put a second nail in that. Ouch. You're supposed to nail the nail, not your fingernail. Okay, got that one. Got a nail there. Get us another nail here, and then our next nail will go in the overlap. Nice. Looking good. On to the next piece. Second to last piece, and this one's not going to be nearly as much fun as the last one. I've got a triple bend on it basically. Oops, missed. Okay, we're in our J. That's enough to hide that and be able to watertight this very top corner, because I've got a step up right here. It's got our top side. Get down here and get this overlap. You guys can see it's not sitting in there just right. There's a reason for that. There we go. And then the next problem is on me. I definitely need one more nail in it right there. I did not make sure I had enough soffit. Well, I guess I shouldn't call it soffit. I should call it custom fascia and soffit. It's a 24-inch wide roll. That's what this white stuff comes in. And I ran out. You guys can see how good that looks down through there now. The drip edge casts and the shingles cast some shadows, but it's nice and covered and protected. Got her up in the J channel, but I don't have enough to put this last little piece on. And the gutter people are coming Thursday, and they're going to extend this gutter over to that corner to protect that inside stuff there, but I didn't make sure I had enough, so that's on me. I've got to get some of that. It's 4th of July weekend, so I couldn't get any of it today. Locally anyway, and I wasn't driving an hour when I can pick it up locally next week. And also, the roof is painted, and it looks awesome with the shingles. We got the last layer of 3/4 inch OSB from the entryway to the ramp, and also over to the door. There is drywall in the great room. There is drywall in the master bedroom. There is drywall in the stairwell. There is drywall in the addition hallway. Master bath drywall. It stops there because we're doing something different here. Tiling the floor, probably tiling the walls. Not 100% sure what I'm going to put on the walls there yet. All in blue board because that's a moisture area. Drywall in the rest of the hallway. Laundry room drywalled, stairwell drywalled. As we go up, more drywall, more drywall, more drywall. Essentially, the drywall is hung. The finishers show up tomorrow. But what I'm going to work on this evening is not going to be any fun, and I'm probably starting it too late in the evening after getting those pipes installed. But we're going to try to replace this window. Our new windows finally came in. And this is going to be interesting. I'm just going to cut that sucker out and go crazy with it, and then figure out what I've got to do. Because if we look out here, we can see we got some really interesting stuff, and now we get up here and it gets even worse. And the biggest problem is this bottom part pitches into the castle. So hopefully we get the old window out. I asked the window guy to size it a slight bit smaller so I can frame all of this in, attach the new window, and then flash everything, because I am hoping that that gets rid of all of my water problems. Well, we got the old one out, and that was an absolute pain in the butt. I chipped this off. I probably shouldn't have, but just for your guys' understanding, this mortar was out and embedded into the actual chase for the window. There were no nails in the flange, no screws, no nothing. I think he set that window in there and then poured down, just essentially liquid down in there, leveling grout, and it trapped it. Oh, there's a barge full of coal going by. Talking to you guys, didn't even pay attention. But here's the other nightmare now. I know this leans this direction. It's actually pretty bad. In 2 feet, it is 3/4 of an inch in 2 feet. I also know in 2 feet, the walls are way out. So here's my thoughts. I'm gonna measure the bottom, I'm gonna measure the top. Pretty confident that's gonna measure 31.5. And I'm gonna measure my sides because I'm pretty certain I'm gonna have to, here's the other outlier. The previous window was, let's see, if I take the bottom and we go to level, that's basically level, just a hair off. So the window was, by the time you get to the bottom, probably close to 3 inches out of plumb. So I'm gonna make it plumb, and I'm gonna make it level, and I'm gonna make it square. And I think what's gonna happen is, I really can't push it out any further that way at the bottom. I'm pretty confident I have to continue with this original line. And I'm pretty confident this leans 2 directions. Oh yeah, we're a 1/2 inch off this way. So we're 1 inch off this way, 1/2 inch off that way, way off on the wall. Ah! Anyway, it's gonna be all right, I'm gonna get it. I'm gonna build a frame to the size that I need, and I'm just gonna put it out here, and we're gonna jack around with it and lean it and twist it and move it until we get it where we want. But I'm pretty confident my window's actually gonna end up out here instead of, which, I mean, obviously the previous window was out there anyway, but it's leaning so hard, I'm pretty confident if I start here, I'm going to end with the inside of my window somewhere here. I can pop this off later, or I can flash right over top of that because I can actually nail into that. That's just a wooden, whatever it is. And then I could flash right over top of the window and over to ensure that no water can get in here. So I think that's gonna be my best solution. Okay, we got our 4 pieces cut. These are our side pieces. They're 52 inches long. And then our top and bottom is 31.5. The window is 29 by 51.5. And on the 29-inch dimension, the reason these are 31.5 is we're 1 inch thick. This is just rough cut pine that I'm using because we're gonna wrap it and we're gonna seal it off. But we lose 2 inches on the height. So that gets us to 29.5. So I have a 1/4 inch at the top, 1/4 inch at the bottom. And then we made this 52. The overall window height is 51.5, so that'll give us a 1/4 inch on both sides. Now we just need to screw our frames together and see how lovely this is. And I do want to crown this properly so that it doesn't look like a banana peel after it dries completely. Well, we had some visitors stop by to check out the progress on the castle. And I'm here to tell you, it's throwing more curveballs. So this wall, not only is crazy out of plumb, square, straight, everything, it also curls out on the outside. So the frame is too big for the outside, but if I made it any smaller, it'd be too small for the window. So essentially, we're gonna beat this one in together and hope to goodness. this is the hammer I got. So this is the hammer we're gonna use. Looks like I got something right there. If I got rid of it, it'd be very helpful. Good old cat's claw rock chipper. All right, we know that we were low on this side, so I cut a 1/2 inch shim. And I knew I was going to have to force this thing in there, so we're going to put our shim in now, and we'll drive it down. There's our level. Look at them apples. All right, we're good and level that way, just the bottom. Who knows what the top is yet. Now, before we go too daggone far with this thing, let's check plumb. Yep, need to come in a little more. I thought maybe it was going to end up right there on that. There goes my visitors. Actually, I drove around. Right there's plumb. So let's get us a mark on the wall so we know that's where we need to stay. We don't have much gap on this side here. And honestly, we don't have much gap there, so I think I can foam everything quite well. All right, now what do we look like on this side? Looks like my top needs to go out about 3/8. Tap it and it don't move, and you tap it and it moves a bunch. Looks like my board pushed on me a little bit there. Hopefully I still have the proper gap. Good and plumb there. I'm going to mark the outside of this one because that's so erratic. Okay, now we've got to fasten this thing down. And I know I can get this twist out of it. I've got a really good spot right there. And how we're going to fasten this down is we're going to take our hammer drill bit and we're going to tap con into this thing, because we're mounting wood to masonry, and that's about the best option we got. So I'm going to drill several holes, turn you guys off, but I'm going to drill several holes and tap con this thing off. We're running out of daylight, we're running out of time, but I need to get on the outside to slide that window in, and hopefully I don't have to trim the flange down or anything, because it's a little crazy out there, but we're going to get some tap cons in, we'll be back. Well, I got the frame in there, I got a bunch of tap cons in it, and yet again, the castle is, I'm just gonna say it, pissing me off. So, we're not gonna finish this tonight. We're just gonna leave this great big gaping hole in the castle, even though it's gonna rain. Well, we are back at it. Day 2 of, or should say evening 2 of window install. And I'm sure, as you guys could tell last night with how I ended that video, this window was really aggravating me. So sometimes it's best to just walk away, gather your thoughts, reevaluate the situation the next day when you're not mad, and tackle it. So what I've done is I've taken the top plate off because it is outside of this face and outside of that face. So I can screw it right back down from the top once I'm on the outside, or I can stand on that ledge and do it. But I believe what I've got to do now that I've reassessed the situation, the bottom here is good, but this wall leans in so severely. You can see where someone previously got down in there and did some notching to get the first window in, but I've got to notch some of this off, and then ultimately what that's going to create is the thickness of our jamb is going to end up behind this rock, which means I can't put the window in there, but as you look down through there, it ends up being flush. So I think if I come in from the outside and cut a level line and just cut the edges of these rocks off, I will then be able to get the window flange in there and nailed off to our jamb. But we've got some good help tonight. Reese Man's here, and a lot of you might ask, why is he wearing a shirt like that? So this is Reese's brand new practice jersey that just came in today. So he wanted to wear it when he came and worked at the castle because he said he's gonna get it dirty when he plays football anyway. And that starts next week. So Reese is gonna give us a hand. The main reason I wanted Reese here tonight was A, I like spending time with my kids, and when we're working I can teach them some things, sometimes bad things. But also, while I'm out there on that man lift pushing this window in, I'm gonna have Reese grab the window and hold it there while I'm nailing it off. So don't push on that or you're gonna knock it to the ground, and then I gotta go. Actually, you would have to go get it, boy.
If you push it, you would have to go get it.
All right, Reese, I'm getting ready to cut some of this limestone. So I'm gonna have you go in there for this process so I don't have to worry about the dust of the limestone rock making it into your lungs. All right, I've got a really nice breeze so I don't have to worry about it. It's gonna blow it right past me. We're gonna cut some of this out and see if we can make this sucker fit.
Why
You
don't I
ready?
just go behind you?
Because the dust is going to go behind me. So I want you all the way in that room. I've got that door open, and what the wind is doing, Reese, is it's coming through the window and going out the door.
Going out the door. So that's why you
So as long as you're over there, you're in safe zone.
Some stuff came in there though.
All right, I'm gonna get to cutting.
All right, let's go.
Okay, and for those of you that were wondering, this is just a diamond grinding wheel. It does really good.
Can I come back again?
Concrete rock. Give it just a second to air out, just to be sure if there's any.
Yeah, I'll
There's
stand right.
not much, but
I'll stand right here.
yep, that sounds good.
If the closet was actually filled, I can go. Woo!
Oh yeah.
Wouldn't feel any dust. It feels.
You wouldn't feel any dust, huh?
Yeah, just close the door and you're good.
Just close the door and you're good.
Well, if there was walls on it, I would actually.
All right. So we're still hitting. It's so hard to tell now that it's in a knot. Looks like we're hitting just a little bit right there. I can actually take care of that with a hammer.
That's perfect.
No, it's not perfect. What I don't want to do is create so much of a void that the board goes too far, because then that's going to throw it out of plumb.
I was talking about the wood part that you have for the window. It looks perfect.
Oh, well, thank you, Reese.
All of your stuff that you
I
do
thought
is
you meant
almost
it was
perfect.
in the perfect
No,
spot.
no.
I think we're still a little bit away from that.
Yeah.
We are getting closer.
Way closer.
So now if I throw me a tack con in the bottom, and yes, these are pre-drilled holes from last night. I just want to be able to hold it in place so I can get my dimension measured. And I do have some holes over here, but they ended up blowing out on me. I need to reestablish my plumb. Very nice. Okay, so basically plumb is right out to where we stopped grinding, so that's good to know. I already have an established line. So now I need to drill one more new hole for a tap con so I can squeeze this in snug. That one didn't have much meat, but I think it'll hold well enough for us to get a dimension, and I'll drill new holes for the remainder. All right, Reese, so we're gonna hit 29 inches? Yes. Yes, I hope you're right, 'cause I am tired of messing with this window. Bam, 29 1/4 there. And see, last night I got frustrated, and I didn't even think about grinding out the rock, so I just called it quits. And this little boy wasn't being very nice to his mama. That was the other reason why I needed to go home.
What do you mean?
You weren't listening very well last night, you know it. Don't you lie to my people.
Little bit.
We don't lie to people.
Little bit.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, little bit.
Little bit.
Little bit.
All right, I think once we get the rest of our tap cons drilled and sunk in place, we will have our 29 1/4 around this whole thing. You guys have seen me drill multiple holes. I'm gonna drill some tap con holes, and then we'll fasten it down and show you what it looks like before we put the window in.
Let's go.
So some of you might have been wondering, how's it gonna seal that thing off? Well, I'm gonna take through the roof an elastomeric product that you guys have seen us use before, because it essentially will stick to anything. And I'm gonna run a big fat bead. I drew my lines where my verticals are going, and I'll connect those lines visually to get a good seal here on the bottom. I got all the holes drilled, got everything positioned. Now I just need to get some silicone or elastomeric, whatever it is, and try to get an okay seal on this. It's not going to be great, but once I get the back side of the board at least sealed some, I'll be able to put this on the back of the window also, which the window will then seal to the framing.
I forgot that it
And
worked.
then I'll be able to seal the framing to the wall on the outside. You forgot what?
I forgot that it worked like that.
What's that?
That it looked like that.
What looks like that? That's what I'm trying to figure out.
Yeah, the gun.
Oh, the ball gun?
Yeah. I remember the smell though.
Hey, you want to go down to the great room and see if we've got another tube of this on that table we found it on?
No, remember we didn't find that on there. We found
Yeah, we
it
did.
in the main lift.
No, you found the caulk gun. I'm talking about this clear tube. Look, it says through the roof.
Yeah.
Yellow, black, and clear. Go into the great room, all the way over by the door that goes to the pool. I'm pretty sure there's 2 tubes on that table.
Okay.
Please, sir.
See ya.
Wouldn't want to be ya. Yeah, see, I'm out. So hustle it up. Go fast. Go fast. I didn't think I was going to use a whole tube, but that's actually more surface area than what I thought. So Reese is going to go grab us another tube. We're going to caulk it, and we'll show you guys the install of the framing. I just don't know where it's been moved to. Come on, Bill. Go through your. Oh, that's never any fun. You get that stuff on you and it don't come off. You have not, or you have? Okay. All right, now we got to figure out what we do with our wedge. There it is. Got to get our shim in there to keep ourselves level. Too much stuff running around here. Yeah, that one's too short. There's some longer ones. Figured out?
I think I found one.
Huh?
I think I found one. Never mind.
Love it when you start to see the stuff squish out. That's blackjack. We can't use that one, buddy. That is a tube of caulk. I can't take that from you, but it's definitely not what we can use that for.
I looked in every single room.
I thought that was an old one.
I didn't see it anywhere.
You didn't see it anywhere.
No. I didn't.
Maybe you should keep looking harder.
Okay.
Because we're going to need it for the back of the window. I think I've got enough for one window, but we're going to try to install 2 this evening. I need to re-drill that bottom hole, or drill one plug to it, but I'll get that here in a second. I want to get this seal made. I think this is an old one and it's probably not going to hold. Yep. But it'll hold it there for a second for me. Can you close my box of tap cones?
Huh?
Can you close my box of tap cones?
Nope.
Huh?
I didn't. Hey, Dad, what is this?
I know for a fact this top one is not going to hold properly. Well, wrong.
What is this?
Really nicely, but I do need to re-drill this one and this one and that one so that it's actually in there. But I've got through the roof, squished it out everywhere, and then we will run a bead all along our seam. But before I do that, you guys can hopefully see these rocks sticking past this face. I can't get my window flange in there, so I got to trim all this off down to here. So essentially 12 inches I need to trim back so that my flange will actually mount to our framing. And then I'll go out on the man lift, throw the board on top with 4 screws, tape it off to seal it, seal the wood off, put a bead of caulking on the back side of the window flange, shove it in. Reese is going to hold the window in while I nail it off. So a few things to do here and we'll get a window installed.
Let's go, guys. Are you going to be solid?
Now that you guys are out here with me in the man lift, you can see what I'm talking about. I drew a black level line. So the flange mounts here and the bottom and the top, but I can't get that flange in there because of these rocks. So I've got to take that diamond wheel and cut all of this off all the way down to this point, and then the flange will sneak right in there past it. And I'll probably have to polish this up just a little bit, but we'll figure it out. Let's get her cut. Let's see, put you guys over there. I think that'd be pretty good. All right, you know what to do while I'm cutting, right?
Yep, go in there.
That's right. Well, there you go. We got her squared up. The camera screwed up there, so you guys didn't get to see all the cutting. I did a little bit of hammer drilling, but I just measured, and I might have to put the window in at just a slight angle and then hinge it in that way. Dude, you're gonna get that stuff all over your fingers, and you're gonna hate life, because if you get it on your brand new practice jersey, you're gonna be mad. So the last step now is to get our top piece screwed down, and then take our window tape and tape this wood and get it stuck a little bit on the rock, because we've got to flash all this in some way, shape, or form, and that's going to be interesting, but we'll get it. We're going to mount this top board, tape it, and you guys get to watch us install the window.
Let's go.
Well, Reese, we got this frame in. We got the taping done. Now the moment of truth. Does it fit? We also got the caulking all the way around our window flange, I guess is what you call it. You ready? Hopefully it slides right in, but if not, I'll work it, and you just tell me which way I need to move it, because I'm here to tell you guys, that ain't perfect, but it's way better than what we had before. Yeah. And so is the new window. So, you ready, buddy? I'll do all the heavy lifting and the moving and the prying. You do the, tell me where to go. As long as that's not a bad place.
Come on, we got this.
Oh, and I know normally you're not supposed to open the window, but since I've got a 9-year-old helping me, we're going to keep the window open.
Dang. Gap. Oh, nope. No gap. Got it. Woo.
Well, I got that one horrible, but what about...
Oh,
I feel like my bottom right down here is out. What's that look like?
Yep.
Yeah, that's out. Okay.
It's out.
I got to work on that one.
3, 2, 1.
Nope, nope.
Sorry.
Don't move the window.
I didn't mean
Because if
to.
that thing pops out, it's going to shatter all over me, okay? Ooh, that's a little tight.
Yeah, I'm looking at it. It looks good from up there, but down there is just like a big slit. It looks like someone cut their finger open.
A big slit, like something. Is it bleeding? Oh man, that is so close.
I know. Hey,
I mean, that is right there. Hey, remember, if you hit it, it could fall out this way, so you don't hit it.
I
Okay?
forgot.
It's all right. I'm just trying to teach you.
Come on.
This ain't the proper way to put in a window, but I want to use a 2x4 to get this thing in there. Hopefully.
What if it shatters?
I hope it don't.
I'm getting up here.
Is it going at all?
Nope. Nothing. Nothing.
I'm just barely tapping on it.
Like nothing. Dad, we need to get this in.
Yeah, don't try to do it.
My brother says Uncle Matt Punk. You know, Dad?
I'm serious. I think it's just the thickness of the tape and it's grabbing so good.
Alright, come on.
Scare you?
You know what it looks every time.
Did it go?
Nope, I'm looking though. Oh, a little bit! A little bit! Tiny bit. Tiny bit. It's going down. It's going down a little bit.
I need a little more power. Oops. Wrong direction. I wasn't expecting it to be this much of a struggle, to be honest with you.
I thought it would just slip right in.
Yeah, me too. And I don't think we can push it that way any at all.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, we're just not going to have a gap on this bottom corner. It's like I maybe should have shaved that rock out a little bit more, but this
Yeah.
thing's fastened, taped, and sealed, so.
We can get like a little white slip and we can. Up. Up.
Well, again, the camera faulted out on me, but we got it part of the way in there.
It's the tape.
It's catching on the tape. I put 2 layers in that bottom corner because I run my bottom piece of tape, then my sides, then my top, and then I wrap an extra piece on that inside corner where it doesn't overlap right.
And then it got perfect.
This side's all good. We got nice gaps. This side over here is all good. We got nice gaps except for this very bottom corner.
Well,
There is a gap up top, right?
yeah, I see it.
Okay.
But it's just coming in. It's not going down.
Yeah, I don't want it to go down. I only want it to come in. Yeah, we got a gap there. We got a gap up there.
I'm looking.
I think that's in right there.
It looks in.
Yep. All right. Woo! It sucked, but we got it.
We got it. Let's go.
Now all we got to do is take our galvanized roofing nails. Since it's so daggone tight, I don't think you're gonna have to hold it, bud.
I need some water. Yeah.
And you guys can see, I can pull that side right back out, so it's just that one bottom corner.
You got
So,
any water?
once we get it nailed off, hopefully, it still opens and closes just fine. We'll show you guys that after we get it nailed off. Well, there you have it. We got it in. We got our last layer of tape on the outside of the window. So essentially, we've got a wooden frame taped and sealed, a window flange that was caulked to seal against the tape that is on the wood, and then we put another layer of tape around the outside after we nailed it off. And it is not the prettiest tape job I've ever done, but I had to bend it at a 90, and that's some pretty sticky stuff, ain't it, buddy? Here's the moment of truth though, Reese. Can a 9-year-old shut the window and lock it? So did we install it properly? Oh, you have all the confidence in the world, but you ain't tried yet there, little buddy.
I'll open it back up after.
All right, let's see what you got. Well, I call that a success, little man. Looks like the factory gasket was malformed a little bit, but you know, we can't win everything.
Yep.
Thank you for your help. Nice job. That now concludes one window install. But again, it's the castle. Everything takes 5 times longer. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the video, and as always,
Like, comment, and subscribe.
and don't forget to turn those notifications on and share away.